I think in any business, what a company is and how a company evolves and how it thinks is led by the management team. I think in any business, the way the MD, CEO thinks and behaves, their attitude to risk, their attitude to being entrepreneurial does influence the whole of the organisation. And you can see that, you know, when you see a transformational change from one chief executive to another chief executive, often you see performance changes and at the same time as the way the business changes, and people think this is strange because it's the kind of same business but just different people. So I think that actually people are an absolute catalyst to it, and I think there's a lot around breaking out of the barriers. I mean, clearly when there's a change of management from one chief executive to another chief executive, there is that sort of period of time where investors allow the new management team to think about the business in a very different way. I think that any business can become a challenger, and actually I think one of the challenges for bigger businesses is that they find lots of reasons not to be, and you've got to be really brave to try and break out of you know, whatever constraints that you have. Normally when there's a management change from one CEO to another, that's a great opportunity to say, do you know what, this business model doesn't work anymore, let's try a different one. You know, so there are some great examples of innovation within big businesses which have created challenger brands. Ocado within John Lewis is a great example. First Direct and HSBC are another great example of someone saying, well, actually, we're going to have an online bank and we're going to have a direct bank and we're going to do it with a different brand and a different way because it will allow us to experiment and it doesn't necessarily cannibalize the existing business we've got. And lots of people don't know that First Direct and HSBC are one and the same. The guys with the really great ideas that are taking on something new are generally not big companies who are well-established companies. Their changes of direction will be a little like a super tanker, sort of very slow and gradual, and you might not notice. Whereas actually for small businesses, they make much more of an impact very quickly. If you look at the growth of a business like Ella's Kitchen, for example, you know, if you talk to the guy who runs Ella's Kitchen, he will say very clearly, you know, I saw the types of products that my daughter wanted to eat and I wanted to make for her, and I turned it into a business.